Okay, for West Virginia, starting on the far side of the table, we have head coach Randy Mazey, followed by catcher Ivan Gonzalez, second baseman Tyler Dones, and pitcher Nick Snyder. Coach, we'll open it up to you first, just an opening statement on tonight, and then we'll open it up for questions for our student athletes.
Great win, man. That's a stadium just full of energy tonight, just from the first pitch to the last. And when you have that much energy in the stadium, you're exhausted when it's over, man. I know I'm exhausted. I can imagine how these guys feel, and that was just what I expected. That was a dogfight, man. They came out and got 3 hits off Snide in the first inning, and that hasn't happened all year. I really didn't like the way the first inning went, the first 2 innings, the way they were swinging it, and then the way they played defense. That second inning was an inning like I've never seen before. If that entire inning's not on SportsCenter tonight, somebody wasn't watching the game. That's 3 web gems back to back to back. But that was encouraging that we were putting good swings on that guy, because I thought he had really good command of his fastball. And for us to go up there and put really good swings on that guy, I thought our hitters were pretty well locked in. And then Snyder just battled, man. He just battled and pitched out of trouble. And Stroud came in and battled. And I think we walked 9 between the 2 of them, but they made big pitches when they had to. And I think after that first inning, we held them to 1 hit the rest of the game.
Any questions for Ivan, Tyler, or Nick?
Nick, how'd you get out of that first inning?
Just trusting the stuff. Sometimes when you get barreled a little bit as a pitcher, you may take your foot off the gas a little bit. I just had to remind myself that I got great defense behind me, so don't get too wrapped up in the poor results. Just keep throwing the ball, and thankfully we got out of it with just 1 run.
Is there anything you were missing from what you were had been throwing recently?
Yeah, my fastball command wasn't what it usually is today. I missed a lot of arm side and up. So it's just, it's a grind, but just got to make adjustments. And, it was big time having those 2 double plays between Tuck, AD, and Brandon White out in the center. I mean, those are huge for a pitcher, your pitch count, your confidence. So, when I didn't have my best stuff, the guys behind me, they really picked me up, which was great.
How important was that Brophy play on the line drive there in the first?
Yeah, again, another barrel. It's just good that it found a piece of leather. Bro's been great all year there, so.
Nick, what's it like pitching in front of a crowd like this? I'm not sure what you expected, but over 4,000 people, must have been pretty cool.
It was awesome. It's a bit of a cliche, to be honest, but when I'm out there, it's kind of quiet to me. So after the 3rd out, though, that's when I kind of look out in the crowd and I see and I hear, and it was awesome, man. The fans tonight were just incredible. That was probably the loudest game I've ever played in. I'm sure my teammates would agree.
Ivan, Tyler, your thoughts on the atmosphere tonight?
Incredible. Just like Coach Mazey said, I'm exhausted right now. Just the energy in the ballpark was just incredible from the get-go. As soon as we saw everyone pile in and start sitting on the burn and piling on the seats and just watching everyone scream from the get-go, just gets you fired up and your energy's up for every out, every pitch. And by the end of the game, you're just exhausted, you're tired, and you're just ready for bed. But it was amazing to see.
I think it's the greatest atmosphere in college baseball. It's a lot of fun to play in front of your home crowd, and really blessed to come out here and do it.
Tyler, did you take a little bit as a personal challenge? Their running game, that first throw might have been one of the best ones you had all year.
Yeah, before this game, Maisie told me that they like to run. They had 2 guys that can steal, and just took it upon myself. It's just a pride thing where it's my job to throw guys out, and I was waiting for him to go, and he went, and I just threw it to Donesy, and Donesy put a tag on him.
So, Nick, with their running game, did you have to be extra cautious of what they're doing when they're on base and pay particular attention, or did you not try to think about that, just do what you do?
Well, going into it, Coach Mazey and I, we had spoken about the running game, and basically he said, look, we're just going to continue to pick. It's been working well for me this year, and by picking to first base over and over again, it really gives Pudge an advantage, to be able to throw a guy out because his lead's a little bit shorter. So, going into the game, I knew I would pick a little bit more than usual, and, I think we executed it pretty well today.
Tyler, your double that sort of broke that game open, did you think the kid was going to catch it?
Yeah. Yeah, I hit it, and it was kind of lofting out there. So I was sitting there, like, I was running hard. It was like, please drop, please drop. And once I saw it drop, I was just celebrating. The fans went crazy, and it's just great.
I've been looking at Duke tomorrow. I mean, I don't know how much you guys know about them, but a team that obviously won today. Any thoughts on them and, obviously the momentum you guys have going into tomorrow?
Yeah, we're just going to take the momentum that we have right now and take it game by game, pitch by pitch, just like we always do. Obviously, we'll go over the pitching staff and we'll go over their hitters for a little bit. But other than that, it just comes down to us playing Mountaineer baseball. We got to make the right plays. We got to make the right pitch. And we just got to execute. So we're going to take that in tomorrow.
Tyler, after that second inning, when you had 3 hard hit balls that Coach Mazey talked about, but the result in the outs, you all came pouring out of the dugout, fired up like you had scored 5 or 6 runs. I mean, sometimes heads are down after that, but you all were really up and fired up. What went into that?
I think a big part of that was Ivan came in the dugout after he lines out. He's coming in yelling, like, let's go, let's go. Like, it's just his energy really, we fed off him, and then just seeing 3 barrels is like, all right, we're gonna get to this guy. These balls are gonna start falling in. Let's not hang our heads. We got a ball game to win.
Anything further for the 3 student athletes? Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Get you out of here.
Let's go here.
Questions for Coach Mazey?
Coach, how important was it just to survive the first inning without giving up a big one? You gave up a run, but you could have given up more.
Man, what a great way to put it. We just survived it, and we talked about their running game going into it, about how many bases they stole, and personally I like that because I think the way we like to hold runners and the way we pick and having Pudge behind the plate, if somebody likes to run like that, they're going to give us some free outs, and fortunately we got 2 in the first inning. Without the caught stealing to start the inning and the caught stealing to end the inning, we might not have survived that first inning. So I was worried, man. You just don't hit Snyder like that. Nobody's done that all year, and I thought they came out, and when they went ba-bang, 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 I was like, oh, Lord, what are we in for tonight, But he settled in and got through a couple more innings and got his stuff back, and we were able to respond. It's kind of funny to think that inning where they made 3 great plays propelled our offense, but I thought that really helped our offense to show that everybody, that we're seeing this guy pretty well tonight.
Coach, you mentioned barreling up the ball all night. What really led to your success were those walks and being patient at the plate in that 3rd inning. How much did that help, kind of get the crowd into it and get your guys more involved?
Yeah, when B. White's up there with a full count, that's as loud as I've ever heard this stadium. That's not easy to pitch under those circumstances. So got a big walk there, and the crowd gets loud again when it goes 3-2 on Pudge, and get a big walk there. And been telling our fans the whole season, don't just come and watch, come and help, and I think they really helped us win that game. It's not easy to throw a strike with 4,300 people yelling at you, so a big asterisk for the crowd tonight for helping us win that one.
Is the atmosphere what you envisioned it would be? You've talked a lot about the vision and the plan to get to this point. Is it what you envisioned?
Yeah, I think so. That's we knew it was going to be a packed house, standing room only, and we knew that there was going to be a ton of energy. So that's, you say you expect it, but at the same time, them getting into it when they got into it really helped us win the game. So you never know that's going to happen. But for everybody who came to the game tonight, number 1, thank you, and number 2, I hope to see you all tomorrow.
Coach, talking about going to Stroud tonight and how you play it now going forward.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, Stroud's a lot tougher on right-handed hitters, and they only had one lefty in the lineup, and you know, that really suits him better when he can use his fastball slider against righties, and he's more comfortable against righties, and that was just a perfect matchup for him. He knew going into it that he was going to be in relief today, and you know, getting 4 innings out of him was big for us moving forward. That's to only use 2 guys in the first game really helps you the rest of the tournament.
Was it a feeling thing with Nick to take him out? Because it seemed to sort of settle in at that point. Did you see his pitch count was getting up? What did you see that led you to go to Cade?
You know, it wasn't so much his pitch count. You know, it's, you know, he hit that kid in the face with a pitch, and, you know, that's hard to come back from. You know, obviously feel bad for the kid that got hit and really hope he's okay, but that's not easy for a pitcher to come back from either, because you feel so awful that it happened, and I think he got a little bit out of the strike zone to the next guy, and just felt like he was trending in the wrong direction a little bit. So, and Cade was fresh and ready to go, and the matchup was good, so we got him in there, I think, at the right time.
With the attention paid to Fordham's running game, did you feel like Cade, West Virginia, has a running game too, and then you have a couple of big things on the base pass for you? I mean, Brophy scored from first on the hit, which, you know, you're probably not expecting a lot of. You get advanced 2 bases on the pass ball.
Yeah, our speed's a big part of our game. It's not a big part of Brophy's game, but I think he was playing possum on the way to third base there, and I don't think they realized he was trying to score. But that's a big run. Every run in a game like that is huge. But I told the guys going into this game, you know, super proud of the way they've played this year, and we need to. We have every reason to be super confident going into this game, because all we have to do at this point is do what we've done all season, and people are super proud of the way they played. Everybody in the state is jumped on board with us, so you don't have to do anything more or less than you've done the whole year. But that's our team's identity. We like to run and put pressure on people, and I think between the crowd and the running game, that I think that got to their starting pitcher a little bit. He walked 5 guys, and he's only walked 15 the whole season. So I thought those 2 things really helped us.
What did you see out of Duke? Tomorrow night? It's going to come in a hurry, so you can enjoy this long.
Super physical. You know, you can't really tell by scouting reports and watching them on TV how extremely physical they are, and there's not many people that have beaten that starter from A&M, and they stood in there and turned some balls around. So I sure hope our guys aren't going to come into this game feeling good about, you know, not having to play A&M type stuff, you know, because Duke is every bit as good as any team here. So AK is going to have to be good tomorrow, because they're going to be up for the challenge. They're well rested. They played this afternoon, and it's going to be a dogfight. Every game of every regional always is. So I got no reason to believe that tomorrow won't be the same way.
Any other questions for Coach?
Yeah, Coach, what does Alec, you know, need to do tomorrow to, you know, to get the win, continue his success? Is it anything different, or just?
No, he just needs to be Alec. You know, the only times he hasn't pitched well this year are when he tries to do something more than he's capable of. So if he goes out there and does what he normally does, he'll give us a chance to win the game, and that's all we can ask of him.
He tends to get a little fired up. Can you imagine how are you going to try to calm him down when there's going to be 4,500 people in the stands?
Well, I started that process a couple days ago, you know, just talking to him, and you know, well, we talked before the game, and when he saw the crowd file in, he said, I'm glad I'm not pitching this first game. I needed to see this first before I pitched in it, so I know what to expect. So I think had he gotten the ball tonight, he would have been trying to throw it right through the catcher. And tomorrow I think he'll settle in and do what he does.